you just can't let bad days win or bad days fester. Everyone's allowed to have a bad day every now and then, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad life. It just means that you're just having a bad time, and that's okay.
We do that one.
I can't remember. I remember that from doing it.
Are you fixing my hair? What about them? They were holding my life in place.
No, they weren't. They were getting in your way.
No, my life in place, not my hair.
Oh, great. Okay, here it goes. Your hair is fine. I don't know how hair works. I'm just going to dry mine and hope for the best.
I throw myself into a lake and hopefully come up for air.
Yeah.
And then when I come up, my hair is like, okay, you survived this time. I'll give you a little bit more curls.
You're welcome. For each dip you take, I give you one curl.
Okay, let me...
Oh, super professional podcast man.
How do I press play?
There's usually a button that has a triangle, I believe.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, night, friends, enemies, lovers. I hope you're having a good day and the day you deserve. Hey, this is Stuart, and welcome back to the podcast, guys. Stop! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, friends, enemies, lovers, everyone in between. I hope you're having a good day and the day you deserve. This is Stuart, and welcome back to the podcast, guys, where we are diving into the realms related to fitness, mental health, interpersonal development, trying to find how to be the best version of yourself, what it truly means to be happy. So today, we have a very special guest who epitomizes resilience, who has had a unique journey. With the power of transformation making me laugh, Amy Brislane, wave hi to the camera, an old dynamo, a unique friend, friendship, frenemies, definitely frenemies.
Definitely frenemies.
Advocates for mental health, and just checking in on each other. What can we say about you?
So many things, none of them positive.
You are known to so many people, but just probably to yourself, as a cultural COVID corporate gal?
No, I just went COVID corporate.
Oh.
That's just a description thing. You asked for a biography. I didn't know what the hell
She
to
gave
give
me
you.
a biography, and going from being a thespian to a data gal, it basically shows that she can be an individual who has multiple hats, but also many strings to her bow. But she is always, and I can attest to this, always been an advocate for mental health, acceptance, and kindness. I mean, her mantra is quite simple but powerful: be kind to one another. She believes in pushing oneself and others beyond perceived limits, finding silver linings in any situation, herself pushing with her social, her mental, her fitness journey, even right now. I mean, even going to the gym, I mean, is one able to push beyond a mental hurdle? We will get into that in today's episode. There's people kayaking right behind me right now.
There?
Yeah.
Hi!
Hey!
Good, how are you?
In this episode.
I know, he's
That's a
very
fancy
pretentious. You got this!
Okay, let me go back 2 seconds. I had it, that was going so good.
It was going very well. I think you can keep it there. Unless you want blooper reels.
Oh, blooper
The
reels.
blooper is going to be longer than the actual episode.
The blooper reel is always longer than the episode.
Yeah. I wish for grapes.
I wish for grapes.
I wish for grapes. I yearn for the grapes. Do you see that meme actually of like, it's the thing where it's like, we took the children out of the mines like 100 years ago, but now the #1 game in the world is Minecraft. The children yearn for the mine. It's like me, except I yearn for grapes.
You yearn for grapes. Let me try and finish this. There's like only... beep! Her affectionate nature and positive outlook makes her a beacon for hope and encouragement. In today's episode, we're going to explore Amy's journey of self-discovery, of self-acceptance, power to navigate life's tumultuous avenues. We've known each other since Chico's, our days in various theatre groups in Limerick. Limerick Panto, Limerick Youth Theatre. A lot of Limerick actually is going to come up in this episode, I
It's going to
believe.
be very predominantly Limerick. very, very predominantly Limerick.
And we only just recently like reconnected
Yeah.
from like our different avenues of life with new, I want to say maturity in our communication, but it's probably we're very infantile a lot of the time together. But please, this episode based on insights and how you can uncover your powerful self. This is an episode filled with heartfelt accolades, and that no matter where life takes you, you can always find your way back to the path you want to be on and to your true self.
Ooh, that was very deep.
And
Scene. Yeah.
ow!
I will be eating my grapes throughout. I hope you. No, I hope you do mind actually.
No.
No, I want you to be put off by this.
Okay. She's not seen me eat food. I can. Maybe I'm a sad. Amy, you've had an incredible journey transitioning from the arts, theatre, to a corporate lifestyle. How did your background in the arts help you navigate such a significant shift?
It was actually really strange. So like,
I'm glad you didn't say really simple, because I'd be like,
oh yeah, it was actually dead easy. It was so simple to do it. No, it was a really strange transition because like, so during COVID, like obviously everything hit the fan. So like a lot of work kind of went out the window. A lot of like pre-made plans and stuff just kind of went haywire. So for a couple of months after COVID, I still held out. You know, I was like, it's fine, don't worry, it's grand. But at the time I had kind of moved out of home as well. So I was kind of like where I was living kind of rent free at the time. But after a while, like, you know, I didn't like doing that. And I ended up going into work in a fast food chain, as you might remember. One I shall not name. But I love how you're looking at me trying to figure out which one it was.
no, I know which one it was,
You know
but
which
I'm like, if you want to name it, name it. Like my best job ever in my life was working night shifts in Apple Green. Loved the team.
I used to love going out there, yeah.
She loved going out there to annoy me,
Yeah.
to like pester me, to harass me, to stalk me. I'm going to go as far as say.
Oh, I was stalking you.
I've seen Baby Reindeer, and you're giving off those kind of vibes.
I'm not Scottish.
Oh, well, Scottish.
Scottish. But
To all the Scottish people ever watching this, we do apologise.
I don't. I meant what I said.
Taking that maturity comment straight to the bank right now.
Wait, I'm eating my grape. A moment of your time, please. I just do an ASMR of me eating grapes. What was I saying?
You were talking about going in the pandemic, you know, our lives were all in upheaval, and in case for a lot of the younger generation who were basically coming out of one segue of life, because you were just finishing second level.
I wasn't even finished.
No.
During COVID, sorry, I was in third level. I was in university.
But you weren't finished it yet.
Yeah, so I was in my third year, so I was on my placement. And my placement, thankfully, we did technically get to finish what we were doing. I was working with Limerick Youth Theatre at the time, and we had two separate productions going on. So we had one with like a transition year group, and we had one with the main like youth theatre group. And the main one didn't actually get to go up due to COVID. But yeah, so my placement kind of abruptly sort of ended with that. Because you were just standing up. Yeah, so during COVID then, like I did little bits of work here and there, but like obviously for the first 2 or 3 months, everyone was just like, yeah, it's gonna end next week. It's fine. And so after a couple of months, I went into work in the fast food chain for a bit. And I was there for about 9 months while I was finishing off college. And then after college, I kind of realized, oh dear, I kind of need to get more sustainable income than this because of the way that the hours worked out, blah, blah, blah. So from there, I went into bar work for about 4 months, I think it was. And then I went into the corporate world shortly afterwards. And I had a lot of weird experiences, obviously, from theatre and working in different kind of areas of theatre, different aspects of it. And
different lifestyle completely.
Oh, completely different. Like, I remember doing work with like schools and things like that, and that's where a lot of like the stuff that I loved doing was. I loved working with like young people, getting them really interested in the arts, like seeing that kind of change in someone was just so rewarding. And then
explain that. What do you mean change in someone? From an artistic perspective?
Yeah, so
allowing someone to be creative in that avenue.
Like, so to give like an example, I was working in a school. It was actually my old school. I went back working there for years afterwards. And I went back and there was this really kind of troublesome kid. who just like would not pay attention, like telling teachers to go swing and all this kind of stuff, like, you know. And he was involved in the drama. He got like the lead antagonist role, I think it was. And to see the change in him in a school environment was absolutely insane. Like, actually physically in school, he was still a tyrant, apparently. Like, I was never in the classes with him, so I can't comment on that. Like, but when he was in the drama room, it was like looking at a completely different kid. Like, he was so invested in everything that was going on. Like, if someone was talking, like if myself or the teacher or another one of the drama assistants was talking, he'd probably be one of the first ones to tell everyone else to shut up. Even though he was the first one in a class to like throw a copybook or something, you know? And kind of seeing him go from a kid who just was not into schooling, wasn't into like general education stuff, like, well, I say general education stuff, but like the atmosphere in a school and like being in a school environment, to someone who just found something that kind of clicked with him. Yeah. Like, that was so surreal. And like, especially seeing people's reactions to that. Like, his teachers were all shocked at the fact that he was so heavily invested in something and actually had like interest in it, for lack of a better word. Drive? Yeah, he just got this really renewed drive about him, and it was so rewarding to see. And then I remember, like, myself and the other drama assistant, Kate, like the two of us very much were like, this kid needs to like get involved in more stuff. So we gave a few of them actually bits of information about like local drama groups and things like that. And we were like, you know, if you are interested, please go seek these out, like check out the open days, go into them. Like, we were massive advocates for Limerick Youth Theatre because both of us had been involved with it. So we were like, please, go. Or sorry, no, she hadn't been involved, I was involved. But I think she had worked with him. And yeah, we basically told all these kids, we were like, go find a stage school, go find a drama school, please go live out your like passions, like, you know. And a few of them thankfully did, like a load of them kind of went into it afterwards. And that was amazing to see, because like, you know, these kids in school, like some of them just aren't interested in traditional education. Some of them just aren't interested in maths or geography. They just wanted to be involved in the arts. So like, giving them that sort of outlet was just actually savage to see, and like watching them love it was just unreal. Where is my grade? Okay. Do your parents listen to this?
I hope so, for like the moral support.
I hope so too.
Like, it's very hard to have a progressive career in social environments and still maintain solid friendships in those work situations, because everyone's not only pining for themselves, they've got their own workload, they're also trying to do whatever for the team. It's very emotionally taxing. But you have always talked very highly of like your crew, your team, and the friends that you've made along the way.
Yeah, like sometimes there can be quite a bit of high stress with it, and it's also a bit of a competitive environment as well, because with our team there is progression there to be made, but sometimes that progression can be rather limited through no fault of like the management or anything like that. It's just simply to do with budgeting and just what the needs of the business are.
But that's the whole like lifespan of the corporate ladder. Like,
yeah, like it's all about what the business needs at the end of the day. And with that then, like, you know, there was recently a promotion available and a few of us went for it. And everyone who went for it, like all of us are good mates, like, you know. So I remember like the competitive aspect of it, yeah, sure, we took the absolute mick out of each other. And we were just like, you know, you're gonna bomb, like whatever. But we were all super supportive of one another. Like, one of my closest mates inside in work, like it was his first time ever going for a promotion in our company. And we have a very particular kind of process when it comes to promotions. So I pretty much said to him, I was like, if at any point you want to call me and ask me questions, like I am very happy to help you out here. Within its own limits, of course. I don't want you to get it over me. Nah, but like even if he did get it, I would have been absolutely delighted, because that's someone who I respect as a co-worker, but also someone I like as a friend, actually getting an opportunity to like further proceed, like, you know. And that was really, really cool. And the guy who ended up getting it, like I was delighted for him. Like, we worked together very recently on a project, and like he just absolutely smashed it. And I have so much respect for him, and like he's been killing it since he got into the role. And like I remember like explaining this to like my parents, let's say, where like I'm talking about work or whatever, and they're like, oh, isn't that the job you went for? And like, why aren't you angry about it? Why would I be angry? Someone got it who actually genuinely deserved it, and he's absolutely smashing it. So why would I be upset?
Do you see the correlation between that mentality and the audition process, where like you're all vying for the one character, but at the same time you're in a supportive environment where someone else might get it? Like recently I went to an audition and I went so far for a certain role, and then all of a sudden, like, I was one of my competitors, shall we say, for the position, went in, did his piece. Like, he was absolutely phenomenal. Like, he was an amazing performer. You okay?
The grape wasn't great.
The grape wasn't great. And I said, congratulations.
Stuart.
It wasn't putting myself down. Like, he was phenomenal. And it was just a case of, like, in the moment, it was like, yeah, oh my God, you're so good. Like, he's so great. I obviously gave my best thing there, like at the time, my best performance. But it's like when you put yourself for a position, it's like, here are my credentials. This is how hard I work. So if I don't get the job, at least I know I did the best possible, let's say, interview that I could.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that without being self-deprecating.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of what you did by being like, oh, get that. You don't even need to hear from me. Like, no.
Like we did get something from it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can't say.
I probably already know.
You already know.
Yeah.
You already know. Like,
Actually, I do remember. Yeah.
But like the guy, he was so amazing. It wasn't a case of putting myself down. It was a case of like he blew me out of the water in every way, shape, or form for the role. Someone wanted me to call my podcast "Waffles and the Lake."
Waffles and the Lake. I feel like you can make a pun out of that somewhere.
Porn?
Pun.
Oh, sorry.
Keep that in.
Yeah, our conversation is just kind of going in one tangent. Like, I don't know.
Like, you could honestly just like start randomly reading off these questions at random intervals and just keep it recording.
Mental health is a crucial aspect for your advocacy. What personal experiences have shaped commitment for promoting mental health and kindness? I just wanted to make you feel bad about what you said about me.
That's okay. Like, some of the specific stuff, like, is genuinely just like hard stuff I went through.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, as much as I say be kind to everyone is my mantra, it's just don't be a dick. Like, that's just my general idea. It's like, if someone isn't being mean towards you, if someone isn't being malicious towards you, why do you feel the need to do that to someone else?
And why do you think people feel the need to lash out at the people who have, let's say, not caused them ire, made them rue the day?
I feel like, without trying to be like psychoanalytical about it, like, a lot of it stems, I find, from like personal insecurities and like personal things that are happening. Because like, even I know for myself, if I'm going through a rough time, there have been times where I lashed out at people, and have been times where I've been mean and just downright not kind to other people.
Yeah.
And that was just purely down to stuff that I was going through, but I just didn't deal with it in a healthy way. I didn't cope with it correctly. And as a result, I've damaged friendships due to that fact. So over the last kind of while, I've been trying to like control my own reactions to certain things, if that makes sense. Like, I say control, but like more so regulation.
No,
you know?
but like control does make it, because like in heightened states, you know, like blinders go on.
Yeah.
You don't see like the full picture half the time.
Yeah, you end up kind of getting this like little tunnel vision of just like, this is the thing. And that can be an extremely toxic mindset. Like, yeah, sure, tunnel vision can be great in certain circumstances. Like, if you're like really eager to go for, like, let's say for you, like, you're really eager to go for a role and you tunnel vision on like the, you know, the script, the performance, all that kind of stuff, like, that's great to have that in those capacities. But like, if you're tunnel visioning on like a personal circumstance, like a breakup or something like that, and you're not seeing around you, like, you're gonna lash out. You're gonna like hurt people without intentionally like wanting to do that.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and then you get to the end of the tunnel and you're like, oh God, like, why did I say those things? Why did I do those things? And as someone who struggles a lot with emotional regulation, that's something that I won't necessarily beat myself up over. Like, at the time, of course I will, but like, sometimes you've got to just acknowledge the fact that you did harm and you did wrong. And that's something that you've just got to grow and accept and learn from, rather than like bullying yourself over it, rather than like putting yourself down over it. So,
how do you give yourself that grace?
It's better, easier said than done.
Very easier said than done.
Yeah, way easier said than done. Like, sometimes talking about it helps, I guess, is probably the best way I could say it. Like, I like to get other people's perspectives on certain things. And sometimes I also hate doing that, because
everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, but like, not in that sense. Like, something that I'm very conscious of due to like my own kind of mental illness is like telling your side of the story. Because your side of the story is one side. There's another side to that story, and somewhere the truth falls in between. So I really hate kind of there's times where I really hate telling my side of a situation, because I'm worried that I'm giving it a biased lens, because of course I am. It was something that I experienced, so I will experience it in a different way to someone else in that experience or someone else in that situation. And I give myself a lot of imposter syndrome over it, because I'm like, what if this really didn't happen? And what if I didn't feel this way? And what if this? And what if that? But like, how the hell are you going to describe that stuff to your friends without being somewhat biased about it?
Yeah.
And then like I try to be really self-conscious, or it's not self-conscious, but I try to be mindful of the fact that
Self-aware.
yeah, just try to have that bit of self-awareness, because like when I describe situations that have happened to me, or like my experiences and things like that, especially in recent times, I've been very much mindful of the other person's experience of it, and trying to kind of, when I'm describing how I feel, also trying to describe like what's happening with them, even though I probably have no idea.
Mediate.
Yeah, which is a problem that I have. Like I always try to sort of like I try to not, you know, push my side.
Demonize one perspective compared to another. Yeah.
And because of the stuff that I experience and things like that, or the way that I experience life, to put it kind of like that, that is like the black and white thinking can be detrimental.
Yeah.
And you got to try and find grays sometime and actually kind of discuss through it, which is why when you do a bad thing or when you do harm to someone, like I can acknowledge the fact that I may have done harm, or I can acknowledge the fact that I may have hurt someone, but I got to look at the grey for myself as well. I can't just give the grey to other people. I have to look at the grey for what my circumstance was, which is how it's easier. Like I don't necessarily provide myself forgiveness. It's more so just acceptance of what has happened. What's done is done. Move on from it. And just try and like make your peace with it.
Not being held back by the past.
Yeah,
past
exactly.
Circumstance.
Otherwise, you're just going to sit in a little pit and just self-pity.
I use the pit as a major analogy when it comes to maybe self-loathing, depression, anger, resentment towards oneself, that you dig essentially a grave for yourself.
There's a guy singing Shanos on the lake. Or playing Shanos.
Playing Shanos probably, unless he's got a microphone, because we're hearing it all the way from here at the side of the bay.
You hear that projection? That's what you need to learn for your theatre roles.
I dreamed a dream of time gone by. Sound just like that.
Yeah.
I love Anne Hathaway. I'm so sorry. Was
it when we were driving back from Elvis is when we were singing Les Mis?
We sang Les Mis a lot of the times.
Yeah. It's a go-to. It's a karaoke song. I love to cry while singing on my own while driving.
Before Shanos guy, I had a perfect segue into the next question.
Damn. Let's segue anyways.
So as someone who does value trying to progress in life, push past your limits and not be held back by your past, what has been a major accomplishment for you?
Ooh.
Damn you, Shanos, it was so good.
It would have been so good. You, Shanos guy. Oh, wait.
8 minutes to 8:05, remove.
No,
Amy's
just
audio.
bleep. Just bleep it.
Anytime you swear, I will put in like a bah or a quack.
Oh.
Don't take advantage of that.
I'm trying to think of like a really inappropriate song to just sing.
Punch
a motherfucker in the face. You heard what he said, right? Beat his ass.
I need to check monetization in terms of Spotify and Apple podcasts. Maybe we can have swear words.
I think you can. I've heard podcasts with swear words.
But I want to put this on like other streaming platforms that might say no to your bubble.
A lot of people say no to bubble. In work, I get given out to for my bubble. Because sometimes I forget that I'm in a corporate space, and that there's, you know, like we get people flying in from like different aspects of the business in like the States and the UK and stuff, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, my manager is like, we have visitors. Less on that. But what was the question? Oh yeah, experience.
What's been a major triumph for you?
Managing to live out of home for 4 years. Oh my God. Like, actually being able to do it was savage.
Adulting as a 25-year-old child?
I know. Well, that was actually when I was a 21-year-old child. No, wait. Like, technically when I was properly like renting, paying bills and things like that, I would have been 22.
Okay.
But yeah, from 22 to 25, I was living at home, and that was like amazing to be able to like, you know, be able to say that like, yeah, I've done the bills thing, I've done the rent thing, and yeah, it didn't like, that didn't work out for you know why anyways, but yeah, just having that kind of experience, it's great, because now when I do eventually, like, because I'm kind of living at home right now, but I don't know if I plan on moving out to rent again. I don't know if I plan on moving out when I actually have enough for a house. Like, I'm kind of in the uncertainty right now, but like the fact that I know I can do that is like a great personal accomplishment, just because I didn't think I was living past 16. So the fact that I was able to say like I've now lived a life outside of home,
I think it's
like,
very powerful that you would acknowledge that as well. The fact that you are still fighting the fight to live a better life for yourself.
Yeah, like it's very strange, and I'm sure a lot of people can kind of relate to that fact. Like,
Too many people can attest, but a lot of people live it in silence.
Yeah, and it's really strange. Like, I remember, like, from the age of probably like 13, I'd say, up until even my early 20s, like I was fully of the mindset like of every week I was like, well, this is my last week, you know, I'm gone next week. And that was just simply the way that I lived, and that impacted school, that impacted my education, it impacted my work. Like, the amount of assignments that I would just not do, because I was like, I'm not going to be alive to see the end of this, like why would I even do it? And trying to describe that mindset to, you know, teachers and lecturers and things like that, like, they're not equipped to turn around and be like, oh. And the worst part was like not knowing why I felt like that was probably the most difficult part, because like
some days you could wake up and it could be the best day ever, and you're like, this is such an amazing feeling, and the next day it's the battle to even get out of bed and have a shower.
Yeah, it's insane to me. Like, even looking back on it now, like, of course I still get hard days now, like, but when I think of when it was at its worst, like, it's just like, it wasn't like a week, it was like months. And at some points, like nearly like a year of just living for the moment that you're in rather than living for the future. And that impacted a lot of like my schooling, a lot of my early 20s kind of lived like that as well. And now that I'm at a point where like I'm planning for a future, let's say, like I'm looking at the fact that like as a corporate gal I can get a mortgage in a few years. Like, what do you mean financial responsibility? Like, the fact that I'm thinking even in that sort of long term is like astounding to me. It's absolutely insane, because like even when I look at the statistics for the diagnoses that I have, like one of them has the highest suicide rate of mental illnesses. So all I saw was like a pit of like, this is what it's going to end up as. That's all that the end is.
Statistical reference and evaluation.
Yeah, and like I'm someone who loves statistics. I love data work, and like that was horrifying. Like, I remember when I was freshly diagnosed and like this is the information I was finding online, I was like, great, well, what why am I trying, you know? And it wasn't until I kind of realized that yeah, people have this experience, but like, let's look at the majority of people who actually have managed to get through it, and how many people still live with this diagnosis and are able to kind of keep thriving. Like, that's something to me that was like amazing. Like, I've seen more people in media, or not media, in like public eye and things like that, talk about having the diagnoses that I have, and seeing that is fucking savage. Language, sorry. But seeing people are actually like living a life and like thriving, like that's insane, being able to like see that, and like actually seeing someone be successful with living with this kind of condition and living with these conditions. Like, it's so cool to see, and it's so amazing to like actually have that kind of thing to look up towards, because that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't have at times, especially with like when you look at like, what's the word I'm looking for? Any kind of general form of media, when they talk about mental health, a lot of it is to do with depression and anxiety, which is completely fair. Those are the most predominant ones. Those are the ones that people experience more frequently. But when you look at the ones that are a little bit more niche, you don't get a lot of representation for that. Or when you do, it's the unsub in Criminal Minds.
It's the blanket term. It's mental health issues.
Yeah, and like I remember, I think it was about a few weeks after I was diagnosed, I was watching Criminal Minds. Like this is no joke. I was watching Criminal Minds, and they were describing the unsub, and they're like, and the unsub is it's probably like whatever it was, like 20 to 25, male, white, whatever it was, and they said probably has, and insert my mental illness here, and I was like, excellent, that's great. And that was the representation I had. Murderers. I was like, that's amazing. And now I have a life goal. I've been quite successful so far.
So what would you say your major success was?
I told you,
Finding
actually being able to
purpose.
live out at home and being able to like have that life, like actually being able to see a life beyond what I was currently living.
What advice would you give, if you don't mind me going too deep, because
Yeah.
I quite like where this is going. What advice would you give someone, be they 16, 26, 46, on trying to find purpose?
Something that I find like is almost quite toxic in a sense is like actively trying to seek out a purpose. You're going to drive yourself insane trying to actively find that purpose, because then you're never going to find it, because you're going to keep looking. Purpose will find you. Like you might not realize it, but if you just kind of keep going, like something will find its way towards you, because what's for you won't pass you. Like stop trying to seek out stuff. Stop trying to find like the be all and end all, because like life isn't like that. Life is not cyclical. It goes up and down. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that's a beautiful, beautiful, very stoic sentiment. You can't force the universe to give you something. It will give it to you when it's good and ready.
Exactly.
And it's there for you.
Things happen for a reason, and like the stuff that you put out there, like be it good karma, bad karma, whatever way you want to put it, that's going to come back for you. And if there's things there that are meant to be for you, what's meant to be will be. And if things that you think are going to be the be all and end all, that doesn't work out, that's not the be all and end all.
Mm-hmm.
More happens afterwards. There's life after the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people kind of get stuck in this kind of mind frame of like, I need to find a greater purpose. I need to find like what's going to be like my kind of lasting imprint when I go.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to have like this big, massive, lasting imprint. And I find that that's something that I struggled with quite a bit when I was younger and getting into theatre and the arts, was like, what's going to be my big thing? But like, I may never have a big thing, and that's perfectly fine, but it could be a big thing for me.
What has been an immense life achievement for you personally that basically made you say, this is great, and now we can move into the next? There we go, and now we can move into the next chapter of our life. Usually when people try to succeed, they think their success is going to be the last thing they'll ever do, and that will last them the rest of their lifetime.
Yeah.
But the way life works is, like you said, ebb and flow. We have to move with the way times go and the way the universe goes, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So in terms of personal success, what advice would you give someone to make them realize it's about the journey, not the destination?
Yeah, like, to put it like this, some of my greatest accomplishments are tiny things. Like, I say tiny things, to me they're massive. Like, I got my license recently and I got my first car. That's massive to me. I can now leave at free will. My mother hates it because I just get in my car and go and she never knows what I'm getting back. And normally it's just because I'm going to McDonald's or something because I want a McFlurry. Like, that's it.
It's your business.
It's not. It's a privilege to know that information.
It's a privilege to know me.
It's a privilege to know how up.
See,
That's reserved for level 4 friendship.
I would have left that clip in if you had not sworn, but I might just put a quack right here.
Quack.
Know me.
If you hit the dust, let me raise you up. When you're, I used to think it's, but it said glitter rusts.
Well, you should have said glitter us, because I would have kept that in. Now I have to take the whole thing out.
No, you don't. You can just off podcast gods to give you.
Okay, give it to me.
Remind
Paul.
me about that. It's
We're
not.
sorry,
It's
we're-
not about Paul. It's not about Paul. I want to clarify. It's like work to you or something, but that just reminded me of
Reconnect
it.
with them. Like if I'm
Yeah.
reconnecting with everyone, I want to reconnect with a lot
You've been
more
very good for doing the socializing lately. How's that been going for you?
people. Good, because it's actually like intimate connections. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you were saying, having people to have conversations with, and then your mindset gets opened.
Yeah.
Those are the conversations I like, but a lot of people think that I just like being stuck in social media drama
Yeah, I wonder why.
because
You're an influencer.
you're walking home.
Am I?
Well, you can swim if you want.
Oh yeah, I'll swim. One of the
She's
most recent ones.
indoctrinated into book talk, like inner circle.
Listen. Pot, kettle. And then you started slating Crescent City,
Yeah.
which I did not appreciate at all.
I
by the way,
appreciate the enthusiasm behind certain pieces of literature for the community.
Stu
that it
has some
built.
very strong opinions about book talk books that he will not discuss because he would be cancelled.
I would not be cancelled.
I would lead the charge.
I would not be cancelled. I would be burned at the stake.
I would like him to be stripped of his book talk boyfriend privileges.
You cannot. I am the.
I'm dead-eyeing the camera.
I am the OG.
No, I'm dead-eyeing the camera.
I am dead-eyeing
Strip
the
this man.
Do not.
No,
strip me.
don't strip this man. He already does it enough himself. He took off his... Wait, no, I got the behind the scenes of this. Stu took off his t-shirt, which is why his décolletage and cleavage is out in show, because we had to balance his camera on a traffic cone, and now his shirt is tucked in there, and his boubage is just chilling.
So give me a moment in a friendship, a moment in time for you where you felt empowered and confident and safe and secure. It doesn't have to be expressing, like intimate moments, but just like a time where you're like, this is a friend.
Sorry. Do you know what, actually?
Oh,
I am
God.
going to bring up a thing that was really, really sweet. So, and this is actually to do with you.
Oh, then
I know,
it's not
yeah.
sweet. It's probably
No, it is
salty.
actually very, very sweet. So this was what, 2-3 weeks ago? So me and Stu were supposed to meet up on the Sunday.
This Sunday, actually, to do
No,
all
no,
this.
no, this was for the Great Limerick Run. We were supposed to meet up that Sunday.
Right.
So I called you on the Friday, I think it was, just to confirm everything.
Confirm every single second.
Yeah, because Stuart has no concept of time or time management. Don't even
True.
lie.
True.
Yeah. I called him today because I thought he was I texted him today to say you're running late because you're posing in front of a mirror at the gym, because that's normally why. But because he told me he was going to the gym for 2 hours before we met up. When I got in touch with him, he had in fact been editing videos since 9 a.m. and just got sucked in and was still late coming out to get me.
So if you don't mind, on that note, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps in this universe. Just need to plug that there. Thank you for segueing that.
Of course, yeah, that's absolutely no problem. That was such a natural segue. You're so gifted. Anyways, so I was calling Stuart on the Thursday or the Friday or something to confirm we were meeting up on Sunday, and Stu realized, you just heard my voice or whatever, and you were just like, something is not bonita. And so we hung up the phone because you were on your way home, and then you called me back 20 minutes later, and we
the powwow.
Yeah.
Oh, the powwow to the snooze wow.
Yeah. So we were on the phone from, I think it was 10:30 or something until 1:30 in the morning, I want to say.
Technically, you were on the phone.
You fell asleep about 1:25.
Okay, fine.
I wasn't just there talking to myself. Stu changed it over to a video call because I wanted to see the lovely Pip. And I do have screenshots, by the way. Where's my phone? Give me my phone. I have this wonderful screenshot of him with Pip. Which camera would you like it on? Camera 1 or camera 2?
Let's go for your camera.
Okay. You do it. Yep.
So,
The lovely Pip was just chilling on his shoulder. It was very, very sweet. And I was very excited. But he knew by my voice that I was just not doing bonita. And we were on the phone for a few hours. And I'm very happy to say I was in a very, very bad place. I was very rough that night. And
well, it's just a case to acknowledge that, someone was there if you needed to have the call. And it's always great to have those people that will literally just stay on the call,
yeah.
talk whatever, whether it be anything intimate or profound, or just I want to say the shiz and giggles, because I'm good with my profanity words on.
What word did you say?
Shiz.
Quack.
Quack.
No, but there is quacks over there. That's why I got excited. Sorry.
Well, it's just a case of like having someone there at that time.
Yeah,
It's great to have those kind of people in your life.
because we've done that lots of times.
But we don't even realize the fact like how much it anchors us or
Yeah.
grounds us for that. Though you love to admit that you like to ground my ego.
I do. It's
Yeah.
something I've enjoyed since the fledgling of your TikTok career.
The fledgling of my TikTok career, not even beforehand when we were teenagers in theatre or teenagers in pant. I'm decrepit. I'm so old.
How does it feel to be like about to pull out your pension?
I feel like there should be money in the bank for me to pull out a pension.
That's why there's a state pension.
That's the people in the kayak never came back.
They never did know. I'm actually relatively concerned for their well-being because they just kind of disappeared. Where did the Shanos guy go? That's a better question. I really like.
Oh, not worrying about the people in the inflatable boat. Where's the guy in the actual boat singing?
That kayak was like a proper kayak.
Yeah.
It wasn't inflatable.
It was inflatable.
No, it wasn't.
That was an inflatable
No,
kayak
it
that you buy from like the
wasn't.
range or from like Lidl.
No, it was a proper kayak because it was hard. Because I heard them hitting the oar off it.
No, it was inflatable.
No, it wasn't.
Swear to God.
Get them back here right now.
Go out and swim.
Stu, go swim and find them. Onwards. Go Tarquin.
So,
Yeah.
we've talked about a massive shift in your life between literally just growing, maturity.
Oh yeah, hitting puberty. Yeah.
I wasn't going to go that far. But just like in shifting, I guess the question is,
Who we shifting?
shift means something completely different here in Ireland. Just
It
so you all
means
know.
making out.
Do you have to say it like that? Example of how you've stayed motivated on a goal. How your fitness. You've recently gone back to that.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, like how you've smashed that. You weren't, like when you said you were in the gym today, I was like, badass. What
Yeah.
gym? Why didn't you invite me? I now feel FOMO.
Because you said you were going to the gym anyways, and I thought you were going to a different gym. Yeah, no, it's been rough.
Yeah.
Because like also I do need to actually bring you to the gym at some point because the only machines I understand are the treadmill and the vending machine, and that hasn't been very helpful.
Amy doesn't realize I'm basically David Goggins' mindset. Who's going to carry the boats? So me going to the gym with you, I will have you crying, or me crying.
That's absolutely fine.
That's grand, crying
yeah.
at the gym.
I always cry at the
We
gym.
need gyms that allow you to cry on machines.
They do. They just might like look at you funny, but like you're allowed. You have free will.
Yeah.
This isn't The Sims. We all have free will. It's just like, should you do it is the problem.
Oh, well.
Society stops us from doing. I was about to do it. You can cut this part out, but you know what that TikTok says? It was like, society says I'm gay. Do you know what that noise?
No.
No. It's like something pretty weird. I can't remember what it's even from. But like, no, anyways, you can cry at the treadmill. I've done it many times. It's very cathartic. But
It's
people look
sweat
at you
from
really
my
funny. Like I'm standing there like sobbing because like, I don't know, what was I listening to? I was listening to Sleep Token.
Well, that's your problem. Throw Taylor Swift on in the gym.
No. I like Sleep Token. I like people screaming in my ears or like feeling kind of horny in the gym,
Yeah, okay.
which is the definition of Sleep Token. Have you heard of Sleep Token? Have you learned of our Lord and Saviour Sleep Token?
A couple of their songs.
Oh, The Summoning, Take Me Back to Eden. Rain. Like, honestly, the whole Take Me Back to Eden album, I haven't listened to much beyond that. And I know this is a tangent, so don't look at me like that.
I won't.
They are so good. Like, and there's this mashup, right? The Hills. It's The Beat from The Hills by The Weeknd, and it's Ascensionism by Sleep Token, so it's their vocals with that song. I'm going to play it for you in the car. It is a great song to listen to while doing cardio.
Okay. Yeah, this whole.
No, this is a big one. You got to be ready.
You swallowed a fly.
Oh, that was... You're so talented. Okay, ready?
Huh.
Oh God, this is going to be a testament to my aim as well. Okay. You ready?
No.
You are. No, tell yourself you're ready. Delulu is the Salulu. That's my actual mental health advice. Delulu is the Salulu. You ready? I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that. And that was a big one.
Someone who tries to cultivate a positive outlook on day-to-day life and your goals for the future, what advice would you give someone in how to start to cultivate that mindset?
Delulu is the Salulu. No, like
You're talking to the man who wears elf ears for a living.
Exactly, Delulu is the Salulu. I'm tired of saying this. It is a great mindset to have. Like, so there are, like, I find that there's also such a thing as toxic positivity.
Very much so, yeah.
You cannot always be happy. That's just a fact.
You're like the dog with the top hat holding the coffee in the burning kitchen.
This is fine.
This is fine.
This is
I
fine.
am fine.
I'm fine. No, like you can't be positive all the time. That's just realistic. Like you can't say that you can be positive in every single situation because that's simply not going to happen. But something that I do find is that people can sometimes get into this little bit of a, you know, one bad thing happens, then another bad thing happens, and another bad thing happens. And like, that's sometimes just part of life, but you're ignoring the small little positives that happen in the in-between. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you might have 3 really like not great things happen to you over the last few weeks. Like, you know, you got rear-ended, let's say, in the car. You didn't get a promotion in work, and
didn't get the role.
You didn't get a role, you know? Like those are 3 negative things that can happen over the course of a few weeks, right? In the meantime, you got to go for coffee with a friend that you haven't seen in so long. You managed to shower regularly. And for someone who has mental health issues, that's a really big thing. Mm-hmm. You can look at small victories as well. Like I used to have very massive problems with like just personal hygiene for years when I was growing up because of like depressive episodes and things like that. I look at brushing my teeth and showering regularly as a win. Yeah. Because it is such a mental battle sometimes to actually get there. So you can't dwell on the big negatives. You've got to look at your small wins. You've got to look at the positives.
Small steps.
Yeah, like even like I've eaten so many grapes today. That's a win. It's green, therefore health.
I like your mindset on the grapes.
Grapes is a win every time.
Oh no, wait, now I've got to try and throw one into your mouth.
Oh gosh, wait. Pick a small one, please.
I didn't play county, guys, so this is going to go very bad.
Neither did I.
Oh dang.
But can't say that, it's a family-friendly podcast. Is it a family-friendly podcast?
Yes. Make this, we're a positive
there's a stem.
podcast where we don't need any profanity.
Quack.
Wider.
I can't go. I'm getting self-conscious. That bounced straight off my tongue. Okay, what? Try again. Don't do that. Okay. I can hear the dog just losing its shit. Stuart, that's 2 grapes you've wasted. Sweet grapes. Why are you so close? Okay.
For aspiring young artists, but also people in general, how or what advice would you give to maintain self-preservation? And I'm using the clip of you doing this for that clip.
I'm just enjoying it. What did you say?
What would you offer someone to stay motivated and true to themselves?
Like, just set yourself little goals. Not everything has to be like a big triumph or a big goal. Like,
the mountain is there.
Yeah, the mountain's there, but there's a trail.
And a
lake.
A lake that you need to get through.
Yes, paddling. Doggy paddling as I would do. But like, just set yourself little goals. Yeah. You know, not everything has to be like, let's use the house as an example because it's such a like,
Cuckoo?
Cuckoo?
Yeah, cuckoo.
Oh, we're being summoned.
Delulu.
We must go. Delulu. It's the meeting. I'm late. It's the AGM. But yeah, just like using the house as an example, right? Like obviously to do that, you need to get a mortgage. To get a mortgage, you need to have savings. To have savings, you need to be financially responsible. And to be financially responsible, you need to have a job. Go to work every day. That's like a little goal, right? Then you get your wages. Give yourself little goals of like savings, for example, like, oh, save this much, oh, save that much. And within that in itself, there's a lot of little goals with that where it's like, I saved very well this week. I deserve a coffee. Girl math. the coffee's free because you saved money.
That's not grown math, that's just math in general.
No, listen. It's like the shipping thing. No, I'm not even going to explain girl math to you. You don't deserve to know. But like, you just got to set yourself little goals. You don't got to like immediately try and run a marathon. Mm-hmm. Like, just walk to the shop first. Like, you don't need to be like suddenly jumping into these massive things. Just do the small stuff.
Yeah. And we're about to jump into the lake, actually.
No, we're not. I am gently
We're going
sitting
to do
into
the
it.
small things and sit into the lake and then put our head under the water.
And try not get bitten by midgets.
Well, if you're under
Midgets
the water,
are tiny flies, by the way. I just need to clarify that.
You did not need to clarify that, but I appreciate the fact you did.
No, I did, because I would feel terrible of thinking that I'm, first of all, using a derogatory term towards little people, and then secondly, implying that they are going to bite me.
Self-love is a vital component for personal growth.
True.
Self-love, so final question, self-love is a vital component for personal growth.
I just burped, I'm so sorry. I just burped again.
She made me burp. Self-love is a vital component for personal and mental health. Mm-hmm. What advice or practices would you give someone looking to cultivate more grace in their life to say, it's okay that we're still working on ourselves as long as we do a little bit every day? You can eat your grape.
I'm gonna eat my grape. Okay, so like even doing the little bit every day, like, why are you holding yourself to this thing of that you have to do something every day? Sometimes you are not going to be able to do that.
By that I mean, and I hate for interrupting you, little
You
things
should.
Like she honestly, like, she does keep me grounded, so I'm quite happy, and I do appreciate her presence all the time. But the little things of getting out of bed, having the shower, brushing the teeth, those are goals.
Oh, I get you. Okay. I thought when you said like progress towards it, in my head, I went to the other side of it where I was like, I have to give myself a mantra every day. Like,
No.
what I find, like, for myself anyways, like, you gotta allow yourself have bad days sometimes. Like, just what I was saying about the toxic positivity and all that kind of stuff. Like, bad days are gonna happen. Sometimes you need them. Like, some days you just need to lie down and bed rot, cry, and eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
Because eating the sandwich is the good part. But like, you know, you just can't let bad days win or bad days fester. Everyone's allowed to have a bad day every now and then, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad life. It just means that you're just having a bad time, and that's okay. But like, as long as you know,
As long as you know. Love that.
Yeah. As long as you know what your like intentions are, and as long as you know that like you can, like, basically your time is valuable, is something that I find a lot of people tend to forget. And you got to give yourself that time sometimes. You can't be divvying up your time amongst other people. You can't be divvying it up to like, you can't
need to keep
give
some for yourself.
Exactly. You can't give time to everything or everyone. And sometimes you just need me time. And I suffered from that a lot for a while. Like, I was giving all of my time to everyone but me. And that resulted in like a week-long sort of breakdown where I was just like, oh gosh, I now need to give myself too much me time. And I really did, like, I really needed that time to myself.
It was a case of trying to replenish your cup after you'd drained it to the point that there was nothing.
Exactly, yeah. Like, even my reservoir was gone. Like, my social battery was depleted. Everything, like, I had just given so much of myself away that, like, there was nothing left for me to sort out. What is?
Your dad's dragonfly.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's sweet. But I just had nothing left to give, and you gotta give yourself that time. If you don't give yourself that time, what the are you doing? Quack. You gotta have me time. Like, that's just the simple thing of it. Like, don't forget about yourself when you're trying to do so much for other people. And you gotta remind yourself that your time, like, giving yourself time is just as valuable. You're as valuable as that, like, you know, as in, yeah, there's other people who are important to you and they add great value to your life. So do you.
Yeah.
Like, you add value to your own life as well. So don't, like, ignore that either. What's wrong with you? Why are you smiling?
It's a beautiful sentiment.
Thanks. Can I take a puff of my vape now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hope you have a car charger.
I do.
Thank God.
If you could give 5 words to our audience based on self-love, what would they be?
Out for a walk, bitch. You ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Okay.
But yeah, go for walkies sometimes. Be it a brain walk where you just kind of give yourself time to de-stress, or a physical walk because you need it, or a long walk off a sharp pier.
As we're about to do now for swimming.
Yeah.
For mental health reasons, because cold water is great, and
Yes.
being in the lake is great.
And because horrific form of death.
There's the kayaks.
They're back?
They're back.
Hey, is it inflatable?
It only took them like 3 hours.
I don't think that's them. Those
No,
are different kayaks. There was 3 people in the one kayak earlier.
Maybe one of them like got rid of the other
Man
2.
overboard.
And then this other person like...
Someone finally dead? Someone finally dead?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Put this up here.
The cuckoo's back. It's time for the annual Delulu ceremony. Are you ready to be inducted? Have you accepted Delulu as the Salulu as your core mantra?
I feel like I'm Florence Plough in Midsummer right now.
Her name is Pew.
I feel like I'm Florence Pugh in Midsummer right
Or
now.
Colin Farrell in Fight Club.
Hey,
To say he is not there mentally nor physically.
So on our ride here, we had a very interesting conversation about the movie Fight Club, where I was fully sure that Colin Farrell was in it until Amy humbled me and showed me a picture of Brad Pitt, and I'm like, I've never seen him in this movie before.
For editor Stuart, please insert clip here of me showing him the picture on the phone.
For future Stuart, don't.
Future Stuart, if you don't do it, I know where you live.
Anyway, guys, I hope you have taken some insight from our conversation today. It is very in-depth. Amy has an amazing personality, affectionate, just aura about her that makes one smile, makes one comfortable, makes one lose inhibitions and be their true self. It's something she has cultivated in her own life and she wants to profess to others, whether it be through artistic means or a corporate world of friends that help each other along the way, push each other towards their better heights, and eats all my grapes.
Our grapes.
Our grapes.
With my...
Are you okay mentally, physically, or emotionally? Guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast today, got some insight, maybe some of this resonated with you. If it did, please do us a favor, hit subscribe, share this podcast on your favorite streaming platforms with any of your friends. Leave a review. Your comments truly help educate me in how to be better in terms of trying to put out this. Educate me in terms of how to put out this type of content.
Please educate him. He's a lost soul.
You heard it here first, guys. Anyway, I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a good day and the day you deserve.
And I hope you have a terrible one.
Hey, this is Stuart. Stop!
Now! Oh! Oh, I cracked everything. Oh, the grape is in my mouth. How did it go again? Oh yeah, it was like, but I don't know how you do it to me. You make my brain step in time, come on lady, step in time. Do, step in time. No, it was like, wait, hold on. Come on lady, step in time. Do. No, I think it just stopped here.
No, it always went behind the head.
Did it?
Oh, see, these are one of the few
Lisa.
Lisa.